Hello everyone, my name is Vaibhav Soni and I am excited to take you through the journey of my internship at WebStack Academy, where I worked with the Stack to develop a full stack web application. Over the next few minutes, I will be covering what I learned during in this internship, the technologies I used, and the project I built called Food Order. Let's get started. So, the topics I will be covering are overview of Stack, the basics that I learned, including HTML and CSS, JavaScript and the DOM manipulation, React and Redux, the project food order that I made, and challenges I faced in that project, and the finally conclusion. So let's get started. Munstack. So Munstack stands for MongoDB, Express.js, React, and Node.js. These are the four powerful technologies that combine allow you to develop full stack application using JavaScript from start to finish. On the backend, we use MongoDB for the database, where we store data in flexible JSON-like documents. Express.js is a web framework that simplifies the creation of robust APIs. Node.js lets us run JavaScript on the server, which makes it possible to use the same language on both the front end and back end. For the front end, React is a powerful JavaScript library that allows us to build dynamic user interfaces using components. One of the big advantages of the MERN stack is that everything runs on JavaScript, which simplifies the development process and improves performance. Next is HTML and CSS, that is the front end basics. So HTML is hypertext markup language of any web page. It defines the structure, including headings, paragraphs, images, and links. CSS, also known as cascading style sheets, is what gives web pages their style, color, font, layout, etc. During the internship, I learned how to design and style web pages, ensuring they were visually appealing. So it was crucial for all the front end work I did in the later stages. So let's head on to the CSS advanced. Once the basic I mastered, I moved on to more advanced CSS techniques like Flexbox and Grid. These layout systems allowed me to create complex, responsive designs that adapt seamlessly across mobile, tablet, and desktop platforms. So, we also explored transitions and animations, which added extra layer of interactivity. So, let's move on further after this CSS to JavaScript, which was more crucial in the project. JavaScript is the language that powers interactivity on the web. JavaScript is crucial for any modern web developer. It allows you to create dynamic content that reacts to the user input in real time, such as interactive form, drop down, and pop-ups. In the internship, I learned how to use basic JavaScript features like variables, functions, loops, and event handling. These concepts enabled me to manipulate the web page dynamically, which is a key skill for building interactive web application. We also started working with more complex concepts like objects and classes, which are essential when working with frameworks like React. So, one important concept we focused on was DOM menu. The document object model represents the structure of a web page. By using JavaScript, we can access and manipulate the DOM to dynamically update the content to reload it. This is where things like creating, reading, updating, and deleting that we call CRUD operation that comes into play. For instance, in the food order project, I used DOM manipulation to display menu items dynamically based on the user input and selection. So, learning DOM manipulation really expanded my understanding of how to make a website feel more responsive and user friendly. So, next, let's head on to the React basics. After getting comfortable with JavaScript, we moved on to React. React is a powerful library for building user interfaces, and its component based architecture makes it ideal for building complex UIs efficiently. So, React is a JavaScript library that is used to build user interfaces based on components, making code more modular and reusable, as you can see. So it has core features like JSX and components. The concept of reusable components was a game changer for me. It allowed me to break down the UI into smaller, manageable parts, each with its own logic. So we also learned about JSX, which lets us write HTML inside our JavaScript code. This makes building UIs more intuitive because you are working with both logic and layout in the same place. There were some things like states and props that are used to manage the control flow of data. So these things were very handy. Next is React and Redux. So the topic that Redux was the advanced topic that I covered, which was very challenging because as application grow, managing state across multiple components becomes challenging. So Redux was the thing that was used to handle the management system. With Redux, we can define actions and reducers to handle state changes. For example, in the food order project, I use Redux to manage the cart functionality. When a user added or removed items, Redux kept the state updated and synced across all relevant components. So by learning Redux, I gained a much deeper understanding of how to manage state efficiently in large applications. So this is the illustration of the tool, Redux Dev Tools. Actually, this was explained to us by our mentor, Rohit sir. So actually, let us consider the normal situation of a house in which as a family, we are living like. So let us consider you have a younger brother, your father and mother with you in the family. So firstly, what will happen is that your mother is the component that will ask you to fill the water bottles and keep them in the fridge. So you will accept that action. You are the action. So dispatch is the function that works as the command for the action to finally do the action. So like this, mother has commanded us to fill the water bottles and keep them in the fridge. So we get some bit of lazy. So we won't be accepting the command as it is. We might call our younger brother to help us and finally hand over the action to that person. So let us consider the situation when I fill the water bottles, but I see my younger brother going by. So I ask him to do the do the work. So I will call him and forward this action, and he will accept it. Though he will firstly deny, but after that he will finally accept it because we are elder brothers. So finally, after forwarding the action, my younger brother will act as a reducer. That is, he will do the work for me. He will put the filled bottles into the fridge. So that is the thing that is done by reducer. So finally, reducer will do the thing that is mutate the store. Actually, the fridge is the store where we will be keeping the water bottles, or in the terms of our data and web development terminology, we can say that store is the place where all our data and states will be present. So the action that we wanted to perform on the states will be done by the reducer. Reducer will do that using mutating the store. So in this way, we will complete our process of filling the bottles and storing them in the fridge. Or in the analogy, doing the action or commanding for the action, and finally doing them in the store. But what about a father? He is the middleware. So actually, middleware is the thing that adds up extra functionality or something extra that we need to do with our app. So our father might call our brother to tell him to place the cold drink bottle also in the fridge. So it just becomes an extra task for the younger brother. It's just a side quest. So this extra thing or extra functionality is added by middleware in terms of web development. So here our father will act as a middleware, and the reducer, our younger brother, will follow those actions also and finally mutate the store based on both the actions given by us and the middleware. All this will be recorded by the CCTV camera. So the CCTV camera acts as a uh, is represented by the Redux Dev tool if we talk about the analogy of web development. So Redux Dev tools overlook all this process and finally make sure that these processes happen correctly. After storing them in the fridge, these chilled water and cold drinks can be accessed by our mother. The component. The component will finally, in terms of web development, the component will finally fetch these actions or these mutated store states from the store and finally use them to render in the project. So this is the way that this was a very nice way that we were explained about the Redux tools. And finally, that helped me a lot to understand how Redux works. So that was it for Redux. Now let's move over the food order project. So let me introduce the project I built during this internship. It's called the Food Order application. It's a web-based platform where users can browse a restaurant's menu, add items to their cart, and place orders. The project was built entirely using the MERN stack. On the front end, I used React to create a smooth dynamic interface. For the back end, I set up a Node.js server with Express to handle requests for the client. MongoDB was used to store all the data, including user profile, orders, and menu items. So this was all the setup, and this project was a great opportunity. So let us just look at the project working. So this is the page that I had made, the restaurant page. It's called Order It, and we can filter the restaurant based on the pure veg thing and not veg or non-veg. It will sort also by reviews. The ones with highest review will be here on the top. The rating ones will also be sorted. The highest rating one will be on the top. Let us select one restaurant, go through the menu section, and let's order naan. But it will ask us to log in. So, firstly, we can also be a new user. So, we can register like this. And I won't register because I already have an account. So, let's just log in using my email uh, in this way. But here I have logged in, you can see. What if I need to change my details? So here is the page. I can edit my profile. I can change my name to full name and update it. We can also update the avatar also. But what if I log out and accidentally forget my password? So we have the provision for that also. Let us log in again. Not again. Let us go to the password thing. Forgot password. I will enter my email and I have sent the email maybe. Yeah, it's been sent. But for that, you have to go to the mail trap thing. So there I will get the reset password link. Currently, I won't be doing that, but it's working. So let's leave that for now and log in again using our account. So I have logged in. Now I will order something. Let us order some fish fingers, natukoli varuval, talapakati chicken, talapakati chicken biryani, and everything. Okay, let's go. So I have ordered one items. I think I should order two more. Okay, let's check out. Here it is, and here are my details. I will just pay now, and it will be processing. It's done, and this is the way I get back. Your order has been placed successfully. I can see my orders over here. This is the order that I had made just some time ago, and this is the one that I just made right now from another restaurant. So this is the complete detail. I can also go inside the details for delivery info. And as we can see, the order status is processing. This is the detail of the order. In the MongoDB also, I think we have this info of what I have ordered and what not. So for each restaurant, I have something like this. It is from Talapakati restaurant, and in this is from maybe that Empire State. So whatever it is, we have finally had the MongoDB also set up, and this is the way we have just made this app. Moving on to challenges I faced. So, state management complexity, that was one thing. I couldn't easily manage the global states because there were many components. So, it was very complex one. Second thing that was asynchronous data handling. So, many API requests were there. There was many backend problems that I faced. So, we had to debug it and it took a lot of time. Then responsiveness that had to be done using CSS. Though CSS seems so easy, but it still gets very difficult and typical in the aspects of responsiveness. Next was backend integration. There was some problem in localhost thing. There were many problems in the config.env file that we had been building. I had to explicitly have some Google Meet with the mentor, our mentor Rohit sir, to finally debug it. So it was very hectic finally, but it was done. So thanks to the mentors that helped us. Thanks for the team. Thanks to WSA for giving us this opportunity. Thanks a lot for this internship. I hope I go ahead with these knowledge that I have earned. So thanks a lot. Thank you.